Thank you, Chair. So you're saying to him you can't sleep, and then the next message on the 15th of April, you say we need to work, responsibility piling up, mark timing. Why do you need to work with Mr. Nku, who's a civilian? What work are you looking to go into with him?
Maybe here, maybe I'm talking about maybe the information, I don't know. And maybe commissioners, I've tried to go through this chat. I don't want to lie. 2019, I cannot recall. And I don't want to be seen as, I don't want to be helpful to the commission, because a lot of things here I don't remember. But then, still, we need to work, responsibility piling up, mark timing. I don't know.
But it's not even a question of recalling, but what's factual is that you were in constant contact with Mr. Nku. That's what these chats show.
Yes, in 2019, I can see we were communicating.
And the texts or chats that Ms. Ngube has taken you to are not about him providing you with information regarding criminality. It's just that the two of you are involved in something, whatever it was, which you say you've forgotten about. And when I'm saying involved in something, I'm not suggesting criminality, but you were involved in something, you were in constant contact with him, and that had nothing to do with him providing you with information relating to criminality.
I agree.
Like, for example, we are expecting cocaine coming from wherever, and let us get ready to intercept it. At least on the chats that you've been taken to, there is nothing resembling any of that. You accept so far. You are interacting constantly on whatever it is you are interacting about.
Yes, I agree, Chair, that we were busy with something, but what, I'm not sure, I don't know.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then, in fact, at the last message, you say, are we meeting today? You say we need to work, responsibilities piling up, mark timing. So you are, in fact, looking to him for a further avenue or another avenue to earn income, because you're not going to be working for free. So whatever it is you're doing for him, you're expecting to get payment from him.
But I don't see anything that talks about that here.
No, I know, but you're not going to work for free. You say we need to work, responsibility piling up. Responsibility can only pile up if you need money, for money. That's your responsibility that you're referring to.
Let me say yes. Well, every man hustles.
Yes, I mean,
So,
it's logical.
yes, every man hustles. But here, I don't remember what. But let me agree with you, yes.
So this would have been a side gig, something on the side that you were going to do with him?
Yes.
Okay. And so then you must know, have details about what it is that you intended to have on the side with him. What was it?
Well, most of the time, when Nku calls or called, he would need favors, or he would need to meet with somebody, or he will ask me, can you do this for me? I've got a problem. Do you know, let's say maybe, do you know Petros in Potchefstroom or something? I would say, I don't know. But here, I can see we were talking constantly, but honestly, I cannot remember exactly what we were talking about, or what deals were we talking about here, because I don't remember any dodgy deals with him.
Why do you assume that it would be dodgy deals? Why do you associate Nku with the dodgy deals?
No, because I would maybe assume that maybe the chats or the chats looks like there is something wrong that we are doing, or there is dodgy businesses that we are dealing, or there is dodgy businesses that we are dealing. Hence I'm saying, I don't know exactly here.
So you agree that is what it looks like when one reads these chats, that there is something untoward going on between the two of you?
It paints that picture.
Yes, it's a reasonable inference to make when one reads it.
It paints that picture.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. In one of the questions you asked, I wanted to follow up because you said it's a side gig, and Chief Mashaba agreed and said yes. So I just needed to know, what side gigs did you do with Nku in 2019?
Side hustle.
Yes, side hustle.
Seriously? Well,
Let me tell you why I'm asking you this. When the question was put to you that it was a side hustle you and Nku were doing, you agreed. So
Yeah.
my follow-up question is, what side hustles did you do with him in 2019? Let's limit it to that period.
well, to be honest with you, commissioners, Nku, maybe I didn't put it nice at the beginning. He would be very much helpful to me. He would help me, would assist me with a lot of things. So,
Financially?
Financially, yes. Not official.
Yes.
Not official. For an example, maybe let me say I'm renovating at home. I would maybe cry to him and say, hey, can you please assist? I'm lacking. Not necessarily that we were busy with some dealings. No, he would be helpful in that sense.
You would ask for money to buy material when you are renovating. Is that what you mean?
Either I would be buying material or I would be paying the guys
Or the people
the
doing
people, yes, Commissioner.
the work.
And what would you do for him in return?
For
What would be the quid pro quo? He gives you money, assists you financially, and what did you do for him in return?
nothing, depending on what assistance will he be asking from me, I will then assist if I can.
So can we leave it here? Up to this point, I think we can now accept that he was not just a source. He was something more because he also assisted you financially.
I agree, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Nku.
Okay, and then on page 90, you had asked him on page 89, when are we meeting? He didn't respond on the 15th, so on page 90, on the 16th, you say, would prefer you tell me what's wrong and fair to that, just ignoring calls. That's not how we work. If it's a stop, please tell so. I can stop bothering by calling. I can't talk alone. So again, you're referencing that's not how we work. If it is a stop, please tell so I can stop bothering by calling. What were you referring to that you thought was being stopped here or he wanted to stop?
Mr. Nku, it's somebody who doesn't like the phone, or somebody that travels a lot. You might call him and not get. you end up drawing a conclusion to say, maybe he's ignoring you. Not knowing maybe he was out of the country. It's a person, he's like that. Maybe, yeah.
No, but you are referring to him. You're saying to him, just ignoring calls. That's not how we work. If it's a stop, please tell, so I can stop bothering by calling. So a stop to what?
Like I'm saying, it would have been maybe the help that I asked, because I don't want to say now, I don't know. Because it also put me in a bad light to say I'm not useful to this commission.
You say he traveled a lot. Did he go to Brazil a lot, or did he ever go to Brazil as well?
I don't know exactly where he goes.
Yes, Mr. Ngube.
Before you come in, you see in that WhatsApp on page 90, you say that's not how we work. So you are working with him on something, and then you say, if it is a stop on whatever you're working with, that's how to read this paragraph. If it is a stop, please tell me so that I stop and I don't keep calling you. So you were working on something with him. This is not a case of him, it's about him giving you help, financial help about something. It has nothing to do with it. This is about something you're both working on, and then you say to him, if there is a stop to this work that we are doing together, let me know so that I can stop and then not call you. So you were working with Mr. Nku in 2019, April, on something. You must be able to remember it.
The interpretation might suggest we were doing something. But Mina, I know, commissioners, how I communicate at times. Every word has got more than one meaning. Everybody knows that. In 2019, I know it's not a work that most of the time, 2019, 2020, I know I was busy at home.
So the stop would be what? On that interpretation, and I don't agree with you that there's a question of interpretation. You use very clear words. It doesn't require interpretation, but working with what you're saying, if it was about you, something to do with your building at home, where you say, if it's a stop, please tell me so I can stop bothering you. If it's a stop, what stop could he tell you? He's not going to tell you to stop building at your house.
Yes.
So it cannot be about your building at your house.
Maybe let me say a stop to assist, because I'm saying I will stop calling or I will stop bothering you.
No, you're saying whatever we are working on, tell me if we are putting a stop to it. Then I will not call you. That's what this communicates. Whatever we are working on, tell me if we are stopping, and then I'll stop calling you. And what I'm putting to you is, it could not have been about renovating your house, because, and I would like to believe that Mr. Nku is not going to tell you to stop renovating your house. So this is not about renovating your house.
I don't recall what was that.
Thank you.
Commissioners.
And you see, when you look at, you then send that message, he doesn't respond, and that is sent on the 16th. On the 18th, you call. On the 8th, you call 1, 2, 3 times. Then on the 22nd, you send him a message saying, Tumza, something is not right. And then on the 22nd, you call again, and again on the 22nd. And then on the 24th, you say, when are you back? So it seems like you were trying to reach him, and he wasn't really responding, you then say, Tumza, something is not right. So the fact that you're not able to get hold of him immediately after you send a message is something that's troubling you, which means that you were in regular contact with him, and you must have been doing something with him that you felt that now I'm not getting anything back from you, something is not right.
Like I said in the beginning, he doesn't like the phone. So when I say something is not right, I know he might have been out of the country. Hence, I ended up saying, if you are out, when are you back? I don't know whether I'm assisting.
No, it's fine. Go to page 91. He then says, I'm going to Singapore tomorrow, then I'll be back on Saturday, guaranteed. So then on page 92, on the 24th of April, you say to him, I'm broke, Tumza, financially embarrassed. Then you send messages, he's not responding to you. So on the 28th, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times you tried to get hold of him. You were looking for money from him.
Yes.
And then on the 29th, you even say, please call or answer.
Yes, Commissioners.
Chief, how is it okay, or why should we say or consider it okay and harmless that you are asking for and are receiving money from a person who you say is not your friend? And in other communication, we see that he's involved in arranging drug deliveries and drugs coming from, not your operation, but in other correspondence. We see that he's involved with getting drugs off a ship, being transported, having to be delivered somewhere to somebody who is not law enforcement. How should we look at a law enforcement officer like yourself being funded by a person like that? How is that not problematic?
Maybe I've put it wrong in the beginning, that our relationship was based on information. He tended to be, even now, we communicate, because now he tends to be my younger brother, I can say. Maybe I've put it wrong in the beginning.
Let me ask you this. You made witness statements to IPIT, you made witness statements to the police after the July incident in Eroton. And in all those statements, you described Mr Nku as an informant, as a source. Were you lying under oath? Because in all those affidavits, you didn't describe him as a friend, you didn't describe it as somebody who often gave you money when you were desperate for cash. So were you lying in all those affidavits when you said, he's just a source, he's just an informant?
I was not lying, Commissioners. Maybe it's because we were talking about the Eroton matter. That's why I said, let's say, Commissioners, I know a person that I'm busy with our own things. But on this issue of 2021, I'm being asked, who is this person? How are you related to this person? On this one, the role he played is he gave me information. I was not lying under oath.
But do you accept that how IPIT and other institutions would have dealt with the information would have been different if you said, this is a friend of mine who often gives me money. I have side hustles with him. He often gives me money to do renovations at my house. That's the person I got information from.
But for obvious reasons, Commissioners, if you say that as a law enforcement official, you are saying I'm being funded.
But that is a
It's-
fact. That is a fact. He was funding you.
But Commissioners, I'll be answering something that I'm not asked.
No, but your conduct is far more serious than that, because as a result of your complaint to IPID, police officers were investigated and they were charged. They were not dismissed, but some of them could have been dismissed. And it led to divisions within SAPs, where crime intelligence and ordinary SAPs and hawks, what do we call them, DPCI now, were fighting. And the feedback from the NPA was that these are misunderstandings and fights between law enforcement. That's how they characterized all of this. And it starts with you giving information that is clearly false to IPID, because you were the main complainant in the IPID complaint. And IPID records what you gave as follows: I received information from a source. And that is different from saying I received information from a friend of mine who often gives me money, and that I have a side hustle that I'm running with. Not that it's unlawful, because we don't know what that side hustle was. But that is material information that you withheld from IPID, from the police.
So I would have caused a division within SAPs and crime intelligence.
That's what the
Is that-
complaint led to.
No, I don't agree, Commissioners. The complaint, I was very angry about what happened on 2021. I still am, because that was a genuine operation.
And we
according to
will
me.
get into whether the operation was genuine or not. For present purposes, all I was confining myself to was you were not truthful in all those affidavits when you described Mr Nku as a source. Because he was more than a source to you.
Well, he's more than a brother even now.
Yes. So you were not truthful in those affidavits, in your description of your relationship with him.
For what? For the information that was needed for 2021. I am truthful.
No, you were not truthful in not disclosing the nature of what you say now in this last engagement was the true nature of your relationship. You were not truthful about it. Even when you started with us, you were not truthful. And you have said why. You say, I could not disclose it then. I couldn't say it then because then what would it look like that a police officer is being funded by somebody? You're correct. That's how it looks. And it's your reason for not being truthful about the nature of your relationship. And I agree with Commissioner Khumalo that had you disclosed the true nature of your relationship with a person that you say gave you the information, it would create a different way of looking and interrogating what was going on there in that operation. And you withheld that material information.
Commissioners, what we were doing, or what I'm doing with Nku, in him, maybe I would be saying, if it is taken as a funding, it's unofficial. But on my official capacity and basis, I don't think I was lying. But other things, it's not only Nku that I know.
No, we know, we don't even need to get there. We know, or we can assume, that it's not just him that you know. We are talking about your relationship with Nku. Let's not distract from that. You are funded. You've told us, you fund your renovations here, you say, I'm broke. Earlier we read something and you agreed it indicates you were receiving money from him to distribute to other people. So your relationship with him is not just an informer. You actually are working together. There's things that you're doing together and you call them a side hustle. So the truth of your relationship with Mr. Nku, you didn't disclose it in 2021. Before us here, it comes out, it changes. You started off, he's an informal, arm's length relationship, you've even an acquaintance. Eventually, you have to accept that on the documents before us, it does show that you're not being truthful about the nature of that relationship, and you concede that, well, we are friends. You end up saying that. And the point that is being made to you is, had you disclosed the nature, the true nature of your relationship with Mr. Nku, it may well have led to different lines of inquiry. And I want to suggest that you were aware of that. That's why you were not frank about the nature of the relationship. It's because you knew that it potentially opens lines of inquiry about what that operation was all about. And you were avoiding that line of inquiry. And in that way, you were being dishonest about the relationship with Nku. As you were, and I want to put it to you, as you have been with us. You may comment if you want to, Chief. Otherwise, Ms. Sigals, I'm back with you.
Thank you,
Well,
Commissioner.
Commissioners, I know, and I don't want to seem to be diverting. I know how honest I am. Together with the people that works with me, they know how honest and how I operate. On this one, I wouldn't say I have seen it that it will come as I'm lying under oath on this one. I didn't see it that it can be interpreted that way.